Are you ready to up your relationship game? Relationships can be challenging, but they're an important part of life. We often compare our relationships to those we see online, but every relationship has its own unique set of challenges. To make it work, it takes commitment, effort, and a willingness to accept the good with the bad. In this video, we'll share some game-changing tips for building a strong, healthy, and fulfilling connection with your partner. Get ready to transform your relationship with these 5 relationship game changers. Never lose your sense of self in a relationship. It's important to remember that you are your own individual and you aren't an extension of your relationship. Our identity and individuality shouldn't be lost or pushed aside. It's easy to prioritize one over the other, but the relationship that you have with yourself is one that is always worth tending, nurturing, and fostering. In most relationships, both individuals spend most of their time together, so it wouldn't be unusual if one were to become entirely codependent on the relationship. Individuals will grow closer when they have a desire to spend time together and enjoy being in one another's presence. But it's of equal importance to give them their own space to decompress, indulge in their hobbies, and to focus on their own lives so that they'll remember who they are outside of the relationship. By being able to put in the time and effort for ourselves and our significant other, despite the busyness and chaos of our life, shows both parties that they're loved and appreciated. Spending time with your partner and with yourself should be a balance, and one shouldn't take priority over the other. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. When you're in a relationship, many difficult conversations will inevitably be brought up, such as money, children, the future, careers, family, and sex. Communication is key. So if both parties can be upfront and honest about their wants, needs, and desires from the start, this will ensure that they can build and maintain a healthy and long-lasting relationship. Not shying away from arguments. When you're in a relationship, many arguments will arise. They can vary from serious things like what you want out of this relationship, but the other isn't providing, to more minor things such as habits that you may find annoying. It's understandable to want to avoid arguments and disagreements because you don't want to hurt yourself, your partner, or your relationship. But since we all have different opinions and viewpoints, being able to share and discuss them is considered healthy. Many experts back this up, explaining that it's an opportunity to learn more about your partner, to find out how you can work better together as a team, and also strengthen the relationship. Clinical psychologist Dr. Sarah Edelman says that a healthy argument is when both parties express their thoughts and opinions and take the time to listen and acknowledge each other's viewpoints. Instead of leaving the unresolved issue and conflict to grow and fester, it's vital to be able to discuss and handle it in a mature way, instead of bottling them up or brushing them off every time the issue is brought up again. Love them the way they want to be loved. The ways that make us feel loved and appreciated vary from person to person. This theory was brought up by Gary Chapman, a marriage counselor, in his novel, The 5 Love Languages: The Secret to Love That Lasts. Being aware of your partner's love language and what makes them feel valued can strengthen the bond you have with them. Dr. Chapman recognizes that there are 5 categories of love languages: words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, quality time, and physical touch. We all respond and feel love differently. So when we're made aware of how our partner feels and perceives love, we will be able to incorporate ways into our daily lives to ensure that they feel our love every day. Truly, get to know them. This may seem like an obvious one because when you're in a committed relationship, you want to know every thought, memory, and story of this person. But are you really asking them the right questions? Sometimes the conversation can run dry and you find them dwindling and becoming dull, repetitive, and stale. Perhaps you find yourself pondering if you actually know them the way that you want to. Relationships can definitely be challenging, but they aren't impossible. There's something we learn about as we experience them, each person growing and changes as the relationship evolves. And remember, there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. So find what works for you and your partner, and then put in the effort to maintain that. What do you think of these tips? Do you know of any other relationship game changers we should know about? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget, you matter. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time.